I didn't know I was pregnant. I was too young to know that, And so I noticed I was eating a lot and stuff like that. My mama said she noticed I wasn't always super skinny. I used to be chunky a little bit. And so my mama was saying she noticed I was getting chunkier, but I had always been chunky pretty much once I hit elementary and stuff. And she one day I was taking a bath. I can remember yesterday. I was taking a bath. I think I was getting ready for school, and I took my bath, and I was hurting so bad, just pain in my stomach, and it felt like I couldn't breathe. I was gasping for air. It hurt so bad. I was just crying. I'm crying. And then while I'm in the tub, my mom what's wrong? And I'm I don't feel good. I don't know what's going on. So then I'm using the bathroom, taking the number 2, and I'm vomiting at the same time that I'm taking the number 2. So it started changing colors. I ain't gonna be too detailed about that because I know some people can't hear stuff like that. But it started changing colors and stuff, and then I was done after that. I don't know what the heck, but my body did not like that. And so I was just laying on the floor. I was rolling up. I was butt naked. Mind you, I had brothers. My daddy was in the home. All that. My mom was you need to put some clothes on. It's men in the house. I was Mama, I'm hurting so bad. I can't get up. I can't. She's you over it. My mom thinking I'm over exaggerating. Thank you for the gift. She's saying that I used to over exaggerate as a kid, so she's thinking I'm over exaggerating. I'm I can't, Mama. I can't. I just remember kept crying, and then I was just so much in pain. My mom was going to school at that time, online. And so she was on her laptop, and she would sit by me and stuff like that. And she was on her computer. And I remember my legs was this. And I was just rocking, crying like that. And I felt something just fall out. And mind y'all, I used to run away a lot. So this is not my mom and daddy fault. I used to run away and stuff because I felt like my mama and daddy was too strict, when really that was love. But when you a kid, you don't see it like that. You just they get on my nerve. They always telling me this and that, So anyways, I just thought they was too strict, so I never really wanted to be home. I would just sneak away, run away. So that's when I was doing other stuff. So then I felt something falling. I was Mama, something fell or whatever. She's what fell? I said, I don't know. It just feel like blood. I thought I was about to die. I don't know. And I got it. She said, get up. Let me see. I got up. She looked down. She saw the baby. And she was Dory. And just started holding her face and crying. And I'm what, Mama? What, Mama? What, Mama? I'm about to die. I thought I was about to die. And then she called my daddy in. She called my daddy in, and she said, Dory, that's a baby. And my daddy got so upset. He left. And I hate disappointing my parents. I disappointed my daddy. My daddy was so hurt. He was gone for hours. He just left. And I ended up naming my daughter. My mama said my baby deserved to have a name, and she deserved to be buried and all this other stuff. And so we did. I named her. And yeah, it was just really sad. It was really sad. And then I had a baby a couple of years ago. In 2019, I had my daughter, Kinsley. And it's crazy because the Lord got to He showed me my first child. He showed me her. And she was so beautiful, y'all. And what's crazy is because I always said, I will always know who my baby daddy is, right? I've always known who my baby daddy is. But at that time, I ain't gonna lie, I was messing with the same person over and over, like every day. But there's this one guy that I ended up messing with. And we did use protection and stuff. Because the guy that I was messing with, he was messing with another woman. And I got sad. And like, at that time, I was really fast and stuff. Because like, I was addicted to like, you know, sex and stuff. That's why I was like messing with him all the time. And then like he lived by himself and he was still a kid. His mama had another place, but his mama was worried about being with a man all day. That's my opinion. She living in the house with another man while her kids is at a whole nother house. It was just weird. But anyways, like no kid that young in middle school or elementary should have his own house. He had so many women coming in and out and having sex with it. It was crazy. But anyways, I ended up messing with somebody else, but we had protection. But when the Lord showed me my baby, I feel like it's the other guy baby. Like, I don't even know who baby that is. I think it's his, but I don't know. Because, like, he had really pretty long hair. And, like, when he was younger, he looked like Lloyd. When Lloyd, the singer, was, like, younger, he looked like Lloyd. But the guy that I messed with, he was light-skinned. He had hazel eyes and, like, honey blonde hair, like how Beyonce be wearing her hair. He had honey blonde hair, but the darker pieces, not the like lighter pieces. When the Lord showed me my baby, she had pretty kinky coils, like the little loose coils, and it was that honey blonde hair, and she had hazel eyes. It was crazy, and she was like playing. It was just so beautiful. I can't even explain it. It was like this beautiful gold color of like high grass, and it was just so flowy and beautiful. And it had what's them things called? I think they call, is they dandelions? No, they're not dandelions. Sunflowers. It was sunflowers or dandelions. It was something in the garden, wherever she was at, and she was just like, "Hi, mommy," and she just looked so beautiful. And that was the only time that I was able to see my daughter. It was just really sad for me. My eye has been itchy. When she said I found my son in the crib, I'm so sorry to hear that. I couldn't imagine. I just know that stuff, like just seeing stuff like that, just really is really painful to experience, or like, you know, see. That stuff can cause trauma. But my daughter Kinsley, I was so happy to have her. And me and my baby daddy, we had planned to have her. That would have been our first child. We've been pregnant 7 times, but we got 6 times. Wait, let me see. We've been pregnant 6 times. And so Kinsley was going to be our first girl. And I was excited. Like, we had planned for it. This was our, like, first in our relationship. I was, like, 18 years old. And I was excited. And then 3 months before I was about to have her, I found out, like, my baby daddy was just so busy. He worked in the oil states, and he also worked in the military too. So, like, he couldn't really take me to my appointments, and it was hard for me to make it to my appointments and stuff. Like, he just wasn't trying to call off. Like, he just like so hard working that he just didn't want to, like, you know. So he would miss, and he said he was gonna make one, but he ended up being called back into work, so he couldn't make it that day. My doctor was trying to call me, and I didn't know. Maybe I had a new number by then, but he was like, I was trying to call you because I was trying to tell you that your fluids were really low from the last doctor appointment that I when I saw you. You got checked up, and you missed 2 appointments since then. Found out my baby been dead in me for she had been dead in me for 2 weeks. I could have died, they said. She could have poisoned my body and stuff. But, like, There's nobody but the Lord that just like saved me from that, because I didn't even know she was dead. I felt her moving and stuff. Like I would feel it, but I think that was just her like floating, like, you know, me feeling the movement, thinking that she good and stuff, and she wasn't, and that like jacked me up. Then I had my daughter Aslyn, and same thing happened with her. Well, no, the first baby, the umbilical cord shattered. It shattered. I think it was, honestly, I think me and my baby daddy was like, you know, like too rough, like having sex and stuff, like too rough. Because like after we would be done like having sex and stuff, I would be like in pain. I'm like, babe, that hurt really bad. And he couldn't help it. Like he tried, and I tried to like get him to not have sex while I was pregnant, but like he just was like addicted to it, like addicted to me being like, I don't know, like how they, I don't know if the pleasure was better while I was pregnant or what. And we tried, and then one day he's like, you know, after we was doing it, he said, I think I felt the baby, like while we was doing it. And then I felt that, like I said, it was just like the umbilical cord was shattered. So I think that's what happened to her. Like we just yeah. And then with my daughter Aslyn, what happened? I was about to have her like 2.5 months, and found out she was dead too. Like I don't know if like our genes or whatever, our genetics don't mix together when having girls or what, but she ended up dying too. And I had to give birth to both of them. Like that was the hardest thing, to literally have to go into labor with 2 babies before, while they were dead in me. That was so hard. Like I had to go through the what is it called,